Hello and welcome back once again to Infinite Jefff, the project where I, the man known as Jefff, I read the book Infinite Jest, one page at a time, one day at a time. Put it up on YouTube. It's a book by David Foster Wallace. It's a big book, and I'm not quite halfway through this, although I've been doing this for 16 months, over more so than. So that's what I do with my life. This is page 473. Here we go. Millens and apperception tests on all these hordes of prospective volunteers. The hordes were told it was part of the screening. The scores came out fascinatingly, chillingly average, normal. In other words, not any deviance. Non-abnormal along every axis they could see. Just regular young people, Canadian young people, volunteering for fatal addiction to the electrical pleasure. But Remy, apparently the purest, most refined pleasure imaginable. The neural distillate of, say, orgasm, religious enlightenment, ecstatic drugs, shiatsu, a crackling fire on a winter night. The sum of all possible pleasures refined into pure current and deliverable at the flip of a handheld lever, thousands of times an hour, at will. Morath gave him a bland look. Steeply examined a cuticle. By free choice, of course. Morath assumed an expression that lampooned a dullard's hard thought. Thus, but how long before these leaks and rumors of P-terminals reach the Ottawa of government and public weal? For Canada's government reacts with horror at the prospect of this. Oh, and not just Ottawa, Steepley said. You can see the implications if a technology like Elders really became available. I know Ottawa informed Turner, Bush, Casey, whoever it was at the time, and everyone at Langley bit their knuckle in horror. The CIA chewed a hand? Because surely you can see the implications for any industrialized, market-driven, high discretionary spending society. But it would be illegalized, Morath said, noting to remember the various routines of movement Steepley made for keeping warm. Stop with the babe in the woods charade, Steepley said. There was still the prospect of an underground market exponentially more pernicious than narcotics or LSD. The electrode and lever technology looked expensive at the time, but it was easy to foresee enormous widespread demand, bringing it down to where electrodes would be no more exotic than syringes. But surgery, this would be a different matter to implant. Plenty of surgeons were already willing to perform illegal procedures, abortions, electric penile implants, the MK-Ultra surgeries. Steepley laughed without mirth. Or off-the-record amputations for daring young train cultists, no? Morath blew just one nostril of his nose. This was the Quebecois way, one of the nostrils at a time. Morath's father's generation, they had used to bend and blow one nostril out into the gutter in the street. Steepley said, picture millions of average, abnormal North Americans, all implanted with Briggs electrodes, all with electronic access to their own. Okie dokie, and that is page number 473 of Infinite Jest. I mean, we're moving right along, but we already knew this was going to take the better part of 3 years to get through, so we're not even at a year and a half, baby, so we'll get there someday, though, or, either I'll finish, or I'll give up, or I'll die. Have a good night.